That's it.
Ready.
Yeah.
Hey man, you fought a stupid for a wise man. For know it all like yourself, you should have known better, should have covered our tracks. Hey man, you fought a stupid for a wise man. Go ahead and try me, go ahead and try me, go ahead and try me, go ahead and try me.
Two boys, double bass, guitar.
Whoop, 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 whoop. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Don't Trip. How is everyone today?
Blessings, blessings.
Blessings. All right, good. Yes. Well, for those that have never seen us before, welcome. Welcome back to our abode, our humble abode, Don't Trip. And today's a special day. It's the day after Arsenal beat. Okay, we won't talk about that at the moment. But today is a special day because we are welcoming a new family member. So the first thing I'm going to do is introduce the show. This is Don't Trip, a football podcast focused on football opinions. Sometimes we sound like we're arguing. We're not. We're just passionately talking about the subject. And we want to welcome Buckstar, newest member to Don't Trip. Big yourself up. Okay, brilliant. Love that. I love that. Great chat. So we'll move on quickly. All right. So I'll start with going to the right, and we'll go straight into the roundup. Even though I was going to introduce everybody just for the people that has not been part of it.
Intro.
Yeah, yes. Cairo, big yourself up.
Yes, man's here. Big up. We're ready. Don't trip. You see me?
Done no. Wait, is that a Leeds top? I thought that was a Leeds top for a second, man. Why would you do that? Nah.
Why not?
Never
I know what
go
side I'm on.
where the
I know
pagans
what
go.
side I'm on.
All right, cool. Anyway, just to kind of rebuke that energy. Ren, speak yourself up. I can't hear you still.
Ren, you're on mute.
Yo, what's going
Yes.
on? What's going on?
Blessings. That's a man like Ren's. You can know he supports. Don't know about this other one supporting that the enemy. Tiny, big yourself up.
Yeah, myself, Tiny Godfather, rap. Man U all day. Here, whether winning or losing, I'm here.
I know. Bring it. We're right here. Hold tight, Tiny. Tremzini.
Yo, what's happening, peeps?
Big up.
Blessings, Don't Trip. Ready for another one. Let's get it.
Tremzini, West London's Maldini. Love that. All right. Cool. We're going to go straight into it with the weekly roundup. So if you want to bring up some of the scores, weekly roundup.
That's it.
Well, a little score update. Barcelona 2, Borussia Dortmund 0, Robert Lewandowski.
I swear, man was saying that team's dead or something. Who was saying they wanted Barca?
Boy, I'm not really interested in Barcelona until the final. Well, I can't really get Barcelona until the final, but I wouldn't even mind if they're not in it.
But I don't want to go anywhere near Barca. You know why? Because they're the type of team to just show up on the day, like the history and all that. And I don't want that pressure on, especially with Arsenal and our history with Barca in the Champions League final. I don't want that. It'll be too much for me, to be honest. But anyway, I digress. All right. So what I can do is I can just go through some of the Premier League results that happened on the weekend.
Let's go! Oh my gosh!
Oh,
wow!
Ross, I see the goal that you.
PSG. Oh my god!
Ross, it looks like fucking.
Has he got a multi-screen? Oh no, just wait.
That's that
potential. Oh, the Sassy getting oh my god.
Phenomenal.
It's one of them days.
Wait, Sassy, why does the name sound familiar? I feel like he plays for one of you lot's teams.
Yeah, boy, and I'm glad he ain't there right now. Though he's getting
wow. Yeah, he's a problem.
He is
a problem. Damn,
that was disgusting.
PSG 2, Aston Villa 1.
I wish we bought him. Done him.
See you
I'm waiting for the
later.
replay.
See you later.
Oh, yo. See you later.
See what he does. Oh no.
Can we get this roundup started?
This is
no.
Are we ready for the
we'll
roundup?
get into this.
Cool. So we'll do roundup for the weekend. Even there was some midweek games. But
roundup, sir.
What we'll do.
Oh.
Yeah. So there was some midweek games, but we're going to do a roundup from the weekend. All right. So as you can see, there was a few games, some interesting games, some not so interesting, some controversial calls. Me being an Arsenal fan, there was definitely a controversial call in the Arsenal Everton game. Spicy games with Crystal Palace and Brighton. Numerous sending offs there. That was a bit crazy. I imagine if you had your bets on people getting yellow cards and red cards and stuff, you would have done well. Southampton were relegated this week.
The earliest
ever.
Sorry? Yeah, the earliest ever
Premiership team to get that right.
Terrible team. And someone, I think it was, I don't know if it's Buckstar or Renz, was talking about the record for Ramsdale being relegated 4 times as a goalkeeper. That is poor from them. And then a couple of interesting results. We're looking at Bournemouth drawing against West Ham. Their form has been not great in the last 8 games. I wish it was terrible in the first 8 games, to be honest. But I digress. But Fulham-Liverpool, which was a very interesting game because it was after the Arsenal-Everton game, which, was basically us giving up the league, even though we gave up a few games ago. Was there a lack of focus? I don't know. We've got a resident Liverpool fan that might want to chip in on that. And I suppose we're not going to talk about Brentford Chelsea because just look at the score. That was terrible. We're going to talk about another terrible match in a second. So does anybody want to touch upon any of these results around that?
I think with the whole Liverpool Fulham situation, I feel like the team felt like they'd already won the league or something, and they haven't. It's not done yet, and it's like their focus was somewhere completely different. It definitely wasn't anything to do with what was going on the pitch and that. And within about 13 minutes, Aston Villa scored 3 goals. Like Maka scored the first goal or whatever, and then after that, it was just all Fulham. And I just think that it was I think they definitely dropped the ball. Well, literally. Yeah, man, very disappointing. I think that would have definitely made a huge difference. But we've got to go all over again this week. So yeah, man, that was just my little something still.
I
bit
think he said
irritating.
Aston Villa to begin with. I don't know if it was just me that heard that, but
3-0 Aston Villa scored 3. It's like, that was random.
but to kind of close up. Sorry.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
said the total wrong team.
yeah,
Shut
man.
up.
He's looking at the game and he's talking about the next game. That's probably what's going on.
My bad.
But yeah, no, I like, in all fairness though, if we look at the history between Fulham and Liverpool, those games are always
Fulham,
tough. Like,
sorry.
they're not an easy team for any of the top 6 teams.
Nope.
Like even like Liverpool, like they've had a few games where they've won, but they've had to work hard to win. So I think, like, if you switch off a little bit against Fulham, it'll be a problem. And I feel like probably there was a little bit of complacency, but to give a bit of props to Fulham as well. But let's move on.
Don't you think with the chances in the game, that I genuinely think that we still had enough chances to actually like win the game? There was a lot of chances. Like Elliot missed hit the post. There was a couple of different chances in that we just should have just finished, and we could have still at least got a draw. I'm not gonna say they didn't play better than us. They wanted it more, 100%. But at the same time, we still definitely had enough chances to get a result. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating, in my opinion.
I mean, we'll see whether that comes back to bite you in pause in a few games. But
Do you think?
we'll
Maybe.
see. But
Yeah.
let's go on to the main event that we're going to be discussing. So one of the most infamous derbies between Manchester United and Manchester City, which is for many years in the early years of the Premier League was not that exciting because Man United were a lot better. But now it's much more interesting because even with teams that aren't doing as well, with Manchester United aren't doing as well as Man City, they've still had quite a few tight games. But we have a resident Man United fan, and the game ended 0-0. There were some, like, not that many talking points, but it will be interesting to hear what you think about the game, and then we'll kind of go on to the rest.
It was quite a boring game, to be fair. United just defended well and limited City's chances, and had a few chances of our own, but on a whole, for me, the game was just quite boring, innit? Not one of the greatest Manchester derbies we've seen over the years, but I'm happy to take a point away from that in terms of where Man United's at the moment. City, even though they're not at their best at the moment, they're still way further ahead than where Man United is, isn't it? So for me, I'll take a point off City, 4 points for the season. Can't complain, you get me?
Cool. Any other feedback?
Well, you sounded sad there, man. Every time you talk about Man United to a Man United fan, they seem depressed.
No, I'm not sad, man. I just know where Man United's at the moment, innit? So
yeah, no, fair play, fair play. I'll be blunt, man. I thought it was a dead game. Half time, I couldn't take anymore. Like, I literally couldn't take anymore. Halfway through the game, I thought that's enough for me. That's enough. And then I checked later on, it was still 0-0. I was like, yeah, that's me done there. And the thing is, because you got United playing deep and trying to hit the counter, and City holding all of the ball, and it was just a bad mix of the two styles. I think those two styles together don't go well.
It was just a game of chess that just didn't go great at all.
Yeah, I'd say that.
I think there was a lack of fight between both teams. I was just like, there's just nothing there. It doesn't feel like anybody wants anything. Obviously over the past few years, City's had like a level of domination and everything, but I thought that this was United's opportunity to, just stick it to them, considering that they haven't been doing very well this season. But they didn't capitalize on it whatsoever. It's just like it looked like both teams are just suffering from some kind of, I don't know, some kind of like tactical, yeah, just like almost like an inferiority kind of thing. It was just, yeah, it's beyond me, man. It was
The other
there
thing
was
is
no
as well.
fizz whatsoever.
The other thing is you got to remember you got City for a while now. They've had Haaland but no De Bruyne, and now they got De
Yeah,
Bruyne but no Haaland, and it's
Mhm.
almost like those two need each other. You know what I mean? Because as good as De Bruyne is, without Haaland getting on the end of things, City are not scoring as much. And then when De Bruyne has been missing, it's been Haaland there. He's just looked isolated and hasn't had any service really. They've had no creativity, so I feel they're suffering not having both of those players on the pitch at the same time.
I think as well, for City as well, the fact that they let that other lad go, the Alvarez, like, no other options up top. So it's beyond me. And Foden,
They got Marmoush.
where's he got?
Yeah, Mamouche looks alright actually. He looks alright, but it's his first season of
He's
Premier
good,
League,
but
isn't it?
yeah, he's still trying to figure it out.
I
He's
mean, he
still
joined in
trying to,
January.
yeah, still. So yeah, well, I don't know what anybody else has got to say, but yeah, I don't know if that's
I mean,
the
For
future.
me at the moment, Man United lacking firepower in it. Like there's no one that actually scores goals in the team at the moment. Do you get me?
They had
I've got, I've got,
Rashford.
I've got, I've got one for
They
you,
had
Tiny.
Rashford.
I've got one for you. Marino, 80 mil, mate. You can have him
no, you're not selling
because
him.
he's sick.
You're not selling
Not
him.
even selling him.
I'm alright.
He's got
No.
more goals.
I'm alright with the young bucks.
Hear me out. Hear me out. He's got more goals than an assist than Højlund. He's got more goals and assists than Garnacho. And in fact, I don't think you've got a forward player with more goals and assists than Marino. That's crazy.
Yeah, we don't have no one that scores
I'd
goals.
snatch my hand off for that if I was you. 80 mil, mate.
We don't have no one that scores goals in the team at the moment. Like our main guy that had a moment going on was Ahmad. He's not. He's injured
He's
at
injured,
the
isn't he?
moment. Yeah. So and Højlund's been having like a blessing because he's been working his socks off, and yeah, the end product.
But you see, with Ahmad though, your manager wasn't playing him much. He wasn't playing him with every game, and I didn't get that because I thought before that new manager came in, before he came in, Ahmad was one of your best players.
I've been screaming for Ahmad to play for long before he was getting games. You get me? And yeah, I don't know what happens in training and all of that stuff, innit? I just see match day, so
it's that formation doesn't suit him. Because he's going to be asked to play at wing back. He's not a wing back.
Before he got injured, he was getting a run of games, innit? And he's young still, innit? So maybe it's just about timing, innit? Because a lot of the young players at Man United just been getting thrown in at the deep end since Ferguson left, and I don't know. Maybe this manager's looking at a different way, or I don't know. But to be seen in it, I'm just happy at the moment that we're getting rid of players that we actually don't want. You get me?
It'd be good for the Prem when Ahmad's back if he gets in your side because I like watching him. He's a good player.
Oh, he'll definitely get in the side. Look at it, brothers. Terrible. he's playing ahead of him. It's dead, bro. Xerxes looking a bit better.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying though. But he's going to be asked to play at wing back because of the system that your manager plays. He plays 3 centre backs and 2 wing backs. Is Ahmad a wing back?
Wherever he gets on the pitch, he's gonna do what he's got to do in it. That's like you play for the team, bro. You get me? Sometimes you have to play in positions that maybe not your favored position, but it is what it is, bro. You got to do what's best for the team, innit? And if that's the formation that the manager's gonna play, where are you gonna play then?
That's
you get me?
Yeah, facts.
That's madness. For me personally, is that you've got your biggest goal threat, other than Bruno Fernandes, is Ahmad. And you're going to put him in a position where he's going to cause less goal threat. Like the way you should be playing is adjusting to him. Like that's the way I see it. I think that Amarin is like if you're a system player, it means if you're a system coach, like I do this one system, and you don't have the players that are for that system. I understand, but if you see one player is actually a player that's going to light it up for you, and you need goals, you need wins. The way you play should be all around him. The problem that Man United have is they have players. I don't think it's a question of working hard. Like I personally believe that every professional footballer works hard. Like, and that's the reason why they're a professional footballer. But I think that some work hard in different areas. And I just think that Man United need to stop making Højlund do all the running around and to just get him to focus on scoring, like just being in the box, being closer to the box. Like I saw a stat about he takes about 80% of his touches, like more than 20 yards from the box. Like he is always outside, dropping deep, doing his other thing. He's not getting enough touches in the box. Is that him? Is that the system? Is that the manager? I think that's a question. Should you be getting the most out of your players, or is it just simply I need a player that's just going to work? And I think that's a question that Man United need to address because it's just not. It doesn't feel like it's worked for anyone. And it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, they got to find a balance in it. And I don't personally know, but it might be Højlund's confidence. It might be the fact that he hasn't been scoring much goals where he drops deep and wants the ball more. Do you get me? Things like that. But there's a lot of issues at Man U, so
I don't put that one down to Manu though. This is my opinion on Højlund. He was never a prolific goal scorer. He wasn't at Atalanta. He hasn't been anywhere else he's been.
He's
So what?
young in it. So there's all risk.
He's young, but it is a risk. But I don't think it's because he's at United he's not scoring. I don't think that's what it is with him. I just don't. I think you put him anywhere, he's not going to ever be prolific. It's like Jesus. It don't matter where you put him, what team you put him, he's never going to be prolific. He's not that kind of guy, and I think that's what Højlund did. He's not someone. He would be better if you had the squad playing that Solskjaer position of coming off the bench and making a difference in a game. He's that type of player. That's what I see from Højlund.
The problem
Yeah.
with Man United, at the moment is we don't have a squad. So even initially, that first team striker that
Good
you'd be
squad.
talking about. No, we don't even have a squad. Let's stop that. But
You have got some good players though. Listen, no,
I'm not
Tiny.
saying we don't have good players. I didn't say that.
You got some good players there, man. You have.
Yeah. You know what? If we have our starting 11, I honestly think, yeah, cool, we can challenge the majority of teams. But you see, you take 1-2 players out of that starting 11, and yeah, it's curtain. The squad is not good enough at all.
You're talking about your current team now.
Yeah, the squad's not good enough. And for me, he's doing well to get rid of players that you don't want. For example, Anthony, Rashford. Like, I wish all of these players the best in it, but it wasn't working for them at Man United. So we've got to move them on. And I was finding that over the years, we're just keeping so many players that the managers don't even want. And it's a cycle, innit? And we pay these players big boy wages. So when all of that calculates, like Sancho's still, we're still going through all of this stuff with Sancho. How long ago did no one want him? Do you get me? It's been, and these things go on with so many players. Maguire's redeemed himself and playing more or less week in, week out now. You know them ones.
Can I ask
And
you
and that went from a manager that don't want him.
if your team, if your starting 11 was playing, they could challenge. From this squad, who would your starting 11 be?
Good question.
The whole 11 players.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're challenge. I don't know if they're challenge. I said you've got some good
I heard
players
that,
there.
so I just thought
I
to
don't know if they'll
myself,
be
do you know
challenging.
what? Let me just ask who them players would be. If I'm kind of interested in who them 11 players would be that would challenge.
Ahmad back, Martinez, Bruno Fernandes.
Sorry, could you start from the back? No, I'm not even trying to be funny or nothing, so I could just map it out. The whole
You
thing.
know what? I don't think the pod's got time for all of this.
I don't think any team with Onana in goal, it ain't challenging. They're not. I'm sorry. Not in the Premier League. Not in the Premier League. No way.
Buckstar, you're new in it, but I've been saying from before Nana reached, I didn't
like black
rate,
goalkeepers. We know.
Yeah, go on. You see, Buckstar don't know these things yet, yeah? But black goalkeepers in history, dodgy, all of them. And we've got one.
I'm going to point a couple out. I'm going to point a couple out. I'm going to point out Dida, who plays for Milan.
Come on.
Dida was a bad boy. Man United plays for Milan now. Bad man.
After the pod today, I'm going to tell you lot some Dida dodgy moments, blood. All the black goalkeepers are dodgy, bro. I'm not hearing it. Yeah, and we've got one. So, yeah, that's where I stand with that.
Did you hear what Matic said about him today?
Yeah,
it's the truth.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
He was shooting at him.
He was, yeah.
But
he said something about the worst keeper in Man United's history.
How did that even come about? How did that even come about? What's the origin behind that?
Onana, when he was interviewed, he came out with what did he say?
Terrible.
He said he feels that United are levels above Leon or something like that. And then when they interviewed Matic, he kind of hit back and said, "I don't think the worst keeper in Man United's history should be talking." But Onana's come back and said something else as well. Onana come back and said, "At least I had the chance to lift the trophy with the greatest club in the world, unlike some people."
Do you know what the thing is on that point, right? And we'll move on to the next subject, which actually like aligns with what we're saying, is about wearing the shirt. Like, what does that mean? Like, who earns the right to wear the shirt? Who still has the right to wear the shirt? And I think Renz's point question was a valid question, because I think like when we look at, when we talk about Man City, Man City, we need to think about Man City as well, the team that used to be so dominant and now they seem so dead. Like, who are we looking at, and what do you think it means to wear the shirt for a Man City and also for a Man United? Because it feels like there's players, and obviously we'll talk about De Bruyne later on, but it feels like the players that are just there. They haven't earned the right to be wearing that shirt.
Is this only thrown at Manchester United and City?
No.
I was going to say, who are you asking?
So, no,
who are you asking?
But we're asking.
It's open for everyone.
I was thinking about this earlier, and there's a couple of names I'm going to throw out that we've had at Arsenal that I feel didn't understand what it meant to wear the shirt. And Tony Adams said, "Play for the name on the front, and they'll remember the one on the back." Tony Adams said that. It's so true. But I'm going to pull out Nicola Pepe. I don't think he quite got it. And I'm even going to pull out Aubameyang as well, because I think he clowned around too much for me. I didn't like it. When you see him behind the scenes and all this and clowning around and blah, blah, blah. And then, coming late and all this stuff. Pause. I just feel like both of them didn't really know.
Out for Pepe, though. I feel sorry for Pepe. Because
why?
Do you know why I feel sorry for him? I feel like, again, I don't feel like his price tag put a lot of pressure on him, and I don't think he needed that pressure. Obviously, this is the game, right? But I feel like he just needed it off of himself, because he didn't live up to his expectations, but he still did better than a lot of people. And I feel like he came across as a very shy person. He came across as like he just wanted to be like, and then it got to a point where he knew he wasn't liked, and they called him a flop, and he stopped celebrating goals because it was like, you don't even like me like that. Like that's what it felt.
I'm just going to show you something about Pepe that you may not have seen this interview, but when he got interviewed and they asked him who's the toughest opponent you've come up against, his cocky answer was nobody, because I don't find it difficult against anyone. When you're coming talking like that, I don't care about your price tag. You come and perform. And he did that. Do you know what? He's done better than what I will say. He's done better than some other players that have come to the Prem to big clubs and not done it and not quite cut it at their clubs. He's done actually better than those players, but he didn't do enough, and he didn't do it often enough for me.
I don't think it's because of how he felt about wearing the shirt. I don't think that's him. But I understand what you're saying. But I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I think a lot of our opinion of football teams and players are based on what we think of them. And I'm going to rephrase that in the aspect like the way I feel about someone's output is because what kind of character I think they are. And people might think, oh, do you know what? He's a decent guy, or people will say he throws himself about. He does this, he does that. He doesn't win that many tackles. He's not that efficient at what he does as a defender, but they love that he's diehard. And I think with Pepe, because he didn't get the fans, I think there's an important thing. And, we're talking about it right now. He never connected with the fans. And I don't know if that's
so
on
important
him or on us or on the manager. I don't know, but he never connected with fans. So it meant like when he didn't do well, it's kind of like, what are you doing? And using the comment that you mentioned, I thought to myself, if Saka said something like that, we would think, oh, but that's Saka. If someone else said it, we would say it's that person. And I think that when you don't connect, it's kind of like, but I don't even like you like that. And you're talking like you're the big.
I'll be honest, I don't think Saka would come out and say something like that. Saka ain't that kind of person to come out and say,
yeah. No, you can't compare. I'm not even like that. I don't think like that. That's what you said. I don't think like that. Are you on them levels? I don't think like that. No. Like he's basically saying, no, I can't think that a man's better than me. Are you mad? Yeah. But because he said it like Saka, it was seen differently. Remember, he don't even speak English. He's a Frenchman, so he said it in his own confident way, and it's translated in his own way.
Something else. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I feel there are some players that I don't feel like cared for the shirt. Maybe Aubameyang just was there for a good time. Like he was there.
Yeah, that's how I feel it was.
Club captain.
That's
he should have been showing something completely different.
That's
like he knows that as a representative of the team, he's got to show. You know what I mean? There's a responsibility. He's got to have like just a different level of that understanding about what it means to actually put that on. You know what I mean? Like before him, there were so many others that done well and showed exactly that. I don't know whether he left us with that. Well, he didn't leave that.
Because when he plays for Gabon,
that vision with me.
Different guy.
I hated him as captain, by the way. I hated him as captain.
Yeah.
Wrong person. Completely wrong person to be captain.
What do you mean? He lifted the
but wasn't that just to keep him at the club?
He lifted and dropped it, bro.
No, but I'm not denying that the player. He was excellent for us. Don't get me wrong. He fell off, but he was excellent for us initially. But as a captain, I'm like, this guy doesn't care about the captaincy. He doesn't care. He's still like, captain, ha ha ha. But you know what? For a captain for Gabon, he takes that shit seriously. He takes it seriously. So that's how you know that wearing one shirt was different for him than wearing another.
Yeah.
So
go on.
4-0 Barca, are you mad?
The man played double advocate and then agreed at the end.
You said you're not worried about playing Barca. What?
Wow.
Who are Barca playing?
Dortmund.
This ain't a great Dortmund side, you know.
Yeah,
it's
but
not.
You know what? Yeah, Real Madrid.
Where is it? Is it in Dortmund? Is it in Dortmund? Is it in Dortmund? Well, there you go. You'd expect that. We just beat Real Madrid 3-0. Yeah. So them beating Dortmund
Did you?
4-0 shouldn't be surprising, should
Bro,
it?
wait, hold on.
4-0.
You beat
So
Real
are we
Madrid
still
3
talking
0.
about wearing the shirt? What's the deal?
Sorry.
No, I'm
No,
asking. I'm
I
just
just see
asking
that.
because obviously,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
what does it take? What does that? What should that? What's the actual? You know, the that thing that says, or that's a description that to say that, you know, this is what this actual team means to me. What does it take to be like that? Who is the model? Like for us, obviously, people like Dalglish or Kenny. Kenny Dalglish or whatever would be those people that we looked at as those model, those role models to actually go ahead and be looked at to say this is what it takes to wear this, and you should be, and everybody else should be doing exactly the same. So I just wanted to
You
know what
say about
everybody
getting the
else's
fans.
opinions were on that.
You said about getting the fans. Sorry to interrupt again.
Yeah,
You said about getting the fans. For me personally, understanding the fans and really understanding the club, key to understanding what it is to wear the shirt.
key.
I think you said that earlier, Gerald, man, and I think you're right. I think understanding the
Yeah,
fans and getting
big
them
time.
massive.
The
Sorry,
passion,
Can I,
you
can
know
I
what I
ask,
mean? The
I'll
respect.
can I ask a question then, yeah? On that point, can I ask a
Yeah,
question on that point? Do you think then that it's the change in more foreign players coming in to the Premier League with the revenue, and that has changed that wearing the badge and wearing the shirt has meant for many people? Because these foreign players don't understand what it's like to wear an Arsenal shirt, a Chelsea shirt, a Liverpool. They don't really care.
I
Why would
don't
they
think
care?
that's
They
true
don't.
because you got
I think
Patrick
that matters
Vieira.
because
He
even
knew
if
what
you
it
look at
meant. Um,
Ginola,
I think now though, I think you do have a
Cantona,
point.
yeah, to a certain
I
extent.
think
Now,
Yeah.
in the modern day, definitely.
I think it's money because before you was getting a lot of players that stayed at their club for the whole of their career. Do you get
Careers,
me?
yeah.
Now
Yeah,
there's
but
a
Man, I wouldn't say necessarily so because there's so many factors to it. One is money, as Tiny just said, like they would stay at the club, but it's about does your club still want you? There's times now where clubs are being ruthless and
yeah,
getting
definitely.
rid of players,
True.
and you can't really choose. And then you've got to look on the factor is, do you know what? Why are they bringing in so much foreign players? Surely it costs more to bring in foreign players. Hear me out. I know the English tax and stuff for established players, but
Right.
where are they from the youth system? Surely, if they were good enough from the youth system, then they'll be drafted in and it'll be cheaper for clubs. But because of the immediate success that's needed now, all teams need to buy ready-made players, and you need to be beyond brilliant to break through. So if you ain't got enough of them English players, you've got to do the best for your club as an owner,
Yeah,
as a
you're right.
manager, as a sporting director. Do you get
Mm.
what I'm trying to say? So
but
there's too many factors for me just to answer it so plain and simple. Like
Yeah,
that.
it's not black
100%,
and white. I get it, but there,
100%.
but the game has changed, and the level of integrity and all of that has also been altered. I think people just don't know what that means to actually mean for that team to mean something.
Yeah,
It's difficult. It's difficult.
like a couple of points. Like I think it depends on the club culture. I think
Yep,
the
huge,
now is that
massive.
like as if you play for Real Madrid, the
Yeah,
culture is you live Real Madrid, right? That means you could be on the bench 90% of the season, but when you come on, you live Real Madrid. You're dying for Real Madrid. You're Joe Saluli. See
yeah.
them
It's a
man,
lifestyle. It's a proper.
they're
It's
gonna live
real.
for it. They die
Yeah,
for it, right? But if you go to just a Knicks club and it's a stepping stone, then why do you need to die for it? Why do you need to connect? I'm not even gonna be here that long. Like
I'm not even
it's
trying
like
to be. I'm doing it for about a couple of seasons. Stepping
yeah, I
stone
need to
thing.
be a job. I need to be a job. And also like I think the difference as well is like if we just take a step back and say every individual is still a person, and sometimes it's overwhelming pressure to be loved by like millions of people. So imagine you play for Burnley and there's
Yeah,
100,000 Burnley fans in the world, and then you get a move to Arsenal and there are 30 million. Like that weight of pressure, or Man United, that weight of pressure is crazy. Like, and the thing is it's not even like saying, oh, to wear the shirt, maybe it's just too heavy. Maybe it's too much for them to
It's
wear the
happening
shirt.
to a lot more
I
players
wouldn't.
now as well, where they can't manage that actual responsibility. You have
Yeah,
to have some people just you can be good at football. It doesn't mean that you know that you're able to actually wear the shirt properly.
You
exactly.
know,
Is,
one
Go on.
is
one
it
team that
them?
really put their team the culture. I think is it Atletico Bilbao, the team
Mm,
Nico Williams plays for. I'm sure that they can't get players from out of their region.
yeah,
Yeah, they only
So
recruit players from the Basque region. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
so check that out, yeah. So what that does is it gives that Basque region, say I don't
Yeah,
know, it say it's London, yeah.
yeah,
It forces them to produce good players.
yeah,
telling you.
It
yeah.
forces them. So I think they're the prime example of setting the culture. And with them having them internal players, they're able to give them mad money because they're not making big money transfers.
Mm.
What a turn! Oh, come
Big
on,
system
Yeah,
still, but yeah,
bro.
but the thing is
It
on that
forces
point,
them to
right?
give these youths opportunity. That's the thing. A
No,
lot of
but
the opportunity in obviously there's a lot more opportunity now, but on the highest stages, Premier League, that kind of stuff, it's very difficult now for these younger players to get a look in. Do you get me? They get odd games here and there, maybe cup games and end of a Prem game here and there, but it's rare like to see. Obviously, Arsenal's got a couple players, Skelly at the moment, that's actually playing, and them things are good to see in it. But on a whole, it's very difficult and to bring these young players in on them levels, in it. And
It's
like you
tough,
know,
and then a lot of the time they end up going to the
the,
championship or something like that. You know what I mean? Or they go
yeah.
abroad
And the thing
now.
is, these other countries, because their leagues are lesser than the Prem in terms of physicality and all of that stuff, it's easier for their young players to get kind of that step in it. You get me? So
Mm.
it,
Yeah. But you know what? The other thing that we have to realize, and it's kind of feeds into both Tiny and Renz's point, is that first of all, um, it's a business first, right? Football is
Now,
business
yeah,
first, right? Um, I think
Chelsea,
I think it's always been a business, but there's so much money in it now that it has to be run. It doesn't have to be, but it can be run without passion. It can be literally people are there to the people at the top are there to make money. Whereas before, like most of the owners were football fans, right? They understood it. They might be there to make money, but they understand football. They love football, and that's what they're feeding into. Um, and what that means is that the 11 that I put out has to win me games, right? It's not about my youth. In fact, it's not. It's about winning the games. It's not about, oh, does this player connect? I don't care. It's about winning the games. Now, as the club, for the club to grow, the players will need to start connecting with the fans. They will need to like grow their media presence and be really connected. But in reference to the youth, what happens is all that's happened a lot of the time is the floor has raised. But the standard in the Premier League, as an example, is so high that I don't know if anyone's been to watch an under 21s game. Like them lot are good, but they can't play in the Prem. They can't. Like they're just not ready for the Prem. And you see sometimes players come and they're just not ready. And the players that look like they're ready, brilliant. They do well. But the rest they're just not quite ready.
You get the odd
Um,
gem here and there, don't you? You know what I mean? But you don't get a lot of them coming through. Like I said, most of them, where do they end up? They end up in the championship and the lower leagues, or they go abroad. But they don't often end up in the Premier. You get a few; they're few and far between. The ones that actually get there and make it and establish themselves. You know,
yeah.
what type of
But yeah,
players have we got that have actually like come in, like like in international prospects that have come in and made a huge difference in the Premiership? Because I can think
well,
of one personally that has done really really well, who's about to leave.
there's loads of people that have crept through. So we can talk about some of the few obvious ones. And a couple of them have been talked about leaving. I mean, Salah was one that came
Yeah,
from somewhere
that
and
could really
then kind
happen.
of did
That could actually be a
okay.
thing.
Like went to Basel, did well, and then did okay at Chelsea, and then went away and then come back. And then you look at people like Kevin De Bruyne, who is actually the next topic we're going to be discussing. Who, like, I think we also have to remember, like, he was already kind of playing first team, but he was really young, and then they decided to buy him, like Chelsea.
Mm.
Didn't quite give him the chance, which is unfortunate because actually, if you look at Kevin De Bruyne's debut, he played really well.
Yeah, he did. I remember that.
But
Got man of the match.
yeah, like he just didn't get that chance. So I suppose like we can use his career as an idea of how you should come through. But what does it mean for Kevin De Bruyne to leave Man City? And maybe we can expand it and say, what does it mean for him to leave the league? Have we just lost a legend? Can he be replaced? Is anyone going to take over that mantle?
Yeah, come on.
I don't
Come
think
on.
City's got anyone like that right now that's going to be able to stand up, because obviously you'd like to look at someone like Foden or, like other players that they've got, but I think he too much of a, he's
For
just
City, yeah. Not for the
His
league, though.
level is far.
not for
You
he.
know the
The
thing
league.
about
All
Look
right,
at who the league's
who else
lost
is as
over
good
the
as
years.
him in the league
Hold
over the
on. The
past
league is. Hang on. I'm going to go through.
for as
I'm
long
going
as
to run through.
hold on, let me
I'm going to
land.
run through
Let me land.
Let me give you the names. Cantona came and played in this league and left. Henry played in the league and left. Vieira came in and played in the league. Yaya
Yeah, someone
Toure
that could
came.
come in and
David
yeah, but
Silva
he still
came.
had with those
People were
players.
saying
They
when David
still had.
Silva left, who's going to step up? And De Bruyne steps up. There's always going to be someone else. Always.
Who have we
You
got?
know what I mean?
Let's talk about who we've got. Because you just gave me a list. Who have we got?
Who's going to step up now?
No,
That's
I
tough
said
to
who have we got?
I
Wait,
can't.
Tim,
I can't say who's going to step up.
All right, so then what was we
sorry,
talking
can I just
about
say,
Cantona for?
you know who
We're
they're
talking
gonna
about who's going to
saying-
step up now in
hold
the
on.
league.
Can we
The league
rewind?
or for Man City.
The question I heard, and if I heard it
Yeah.
wrong, my bad, was
Yeah,
is the league losing a legend and can they be replaced? That's what I heard. And I
Yeah.
thought, well, yeah, they can, because other legends have come and gone before, and other players have come in and stepped up.
and my next
So,
question
or
was, who do we
they've
have?
come into the league. So I do think that he can be replaced, yeah, at some point. Definitely.
But not currently.
But currently, he's still here. He ain't left yet, man.
He hasn't. He's leaving.
He's still here,
I don't
man.
even think it's
even at
funny.
the end of the
I
season,
think
but he's
it's
still here.
I think it's real. We don't have anybody that's going to replace him right now.
When
Oh,
you
Joe
say
Linton.
he, are you talking about
We got
Man
Joe
City
Linton.
or are you talking about
But
the
there's
league?
gonna be a
All it
transfer
takes is
window.
one signing. All it takes is one signing. People said that when David Silva retired. Who's going to replace David Silva? Kevin De Bruyne came into the league. Someone will come, or someone will step up. It will happen.
Maybe he'll step up, but like in the departure. Just remember, this is like a little 6 month. You get
Yeah.
me training session. You get me pre-season kind of thing. Next season, take flight. Or do you know what? It could even be Phil Foden. When everyone's talking about Ralph,
He could get
Phil
better.
Foden playing
He
through
could
the
step
middle.
up.
This is the opportunity now because he wasn't playing there when De Bruyne. You get him saying, "Oh, he can't play out on the left. He can't play out on the right." We may see Phil Foden get opportunity down the middle.
Exactly.
So he may already be here.
I doubt it.
This may be the
Well,
season
they're
where
looking at.
he steps up and then he just like you get what I'm saying, becomes that player that we thought he could be. It may be, it may not
No, come on, please. this Foden thing, this Foden thing, like really gets on my because he's been in the league for a long time. He's not a rookie. Yeah, he's
still pretty
established
young,
player.
though.
He's been playing. No, I understand that, but he's been playing same like Saka. They've had like 5. He was meant to 3-1 PSG. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, it's a wrap.
He was meant to be the guy to take over from David Silva. They then got players in. He was then meant to be the guy to point a rest and this and that. And he worked.
Yeah.
Last season, he got PFA Player of the Season, the best player in the league. He should be there already. He's there. The thing where we need to wait for a man to become 30 to be the guy. No, all the guys in the league are young that are doing their thing.
Yeah.
So he's got to be stepping up now. Why are we acting as if it's like his first or second takeover from the boiler? He's been here.
Can I
He's
ask you a
done
question
it.
then,
Exactly,
Carl?
an
My
experienced
point,
Can I
player
ask
in
you
the
a
my
league.
question?
point, my point there wasn't
Yeah.
about that. It was just that maybe he can play through the middle. That's all
Somewhere
I
else.
was.
In the middle.
Do you think
Only.
De Bruyne
Why
leaving will
hasn't
help though?
De Bruyne's been
trusted
injured a
him
lot
to
of the
do that?
season, so if he was
This
gonna
season,
play
yeah.
there,
A
he would play
lot.
there, innit?
That's
I'm not
actually
sure.
true, yeah.
They
That's a
have
good point.
That's
so
actually
many
true.
players.
I'm not sure. Do you get what I'm saying? This season, it's been a mess for him. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it could go.
It's been a mess
That
for
could
the
also
team.
coincide. Do you get what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say? I don't know. I'm not Pep, but
You know what though? I'm
all I
gonna
was
pull
doing
this
was
one
just
out.
Saying that City's
I'm
still
gonna pull
going
this
through
one
that,
out
their
now,
money
man.
issues.
Hold on,
said on
lads. Come
numerous
on.
occasions.
City's still going through their money issues with the FFP and all of that stuff. So
A
yeah, there's
good
a lot
player
going
though, it
on
don't
there.
matter. A good player will perform. Look at Saka. Saka performed when we were terrible.
Yeah,
Performed, didn't matter.
Thank you.
yeah,
And he
but
performed when we were good as
but
well.
I hear you, Buckstar, but everyone's not the same, innit? Some people go through stuff and it affects their footballing on the pitch. You get me? So as much as I agree with you, I get it, innit? I gotta look
I'm
at both
sorry,
sides of the
man. No,
coin. You
I
get
I
me?
can't.
think
I
the
can't
difference
do this.
between the De Bruyne and Saka situation is that De Bruyne's got stuff.
De Bruyne.
Saka
Player.
doesn't.
Nah, we mean Foden, not De Bruyne. Foden.
Oh,
What
between
I
the
say,
two.
yeah.
Well, then
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
as it doesn't change anything. Then yeah, still the same.
What stuff are you
Player.
talking about?
I mean, actually, as they're both, I think they're both brilliant players, but
Hmm.
at the same time, it's a matter of what. Like when I say who's got what, he's actually got titles.
Oh,
And how
yeah,
much
yeah,
has he
We're not
contributed
talking
to those
about what he's
titles?
won with the team. We're saying, I'm talking about individuals and what they can do for a team, like rather than what does the team perform, what have the team done, and that's where, like,
He's
I
done
think
a
a
lot
lot
for
of
that
times
team,
yeah,
Foden.
but I think a lot, like, he had one great season. All the other seasons were all right. He didn't mean so much. If he weren't in the team, they still would have won. Do you see what I'm
We
saying?
can't
Like,
say
that's the
that.
Yeah,
difference.
it would
Okay.
have,
Do
because he
you say
didn't
that
always
about
start.
Torres,
But he was
Kai?
in the team.
The season he
Kai,
won, the
you
one
say that about
season that
Torres?
he won Player of the Season.
Torres.
What's that? Sorry.
No, I was asking Kai if he says that about Torres.
What about him in specific?
So,
You know, like, because he couldn't score for you lot for time and he got that Champions League.
I just threw a
Oh yeah,
shot. I just threw a
So
shot. No,
see that,
it,
no.
see that
it was
one
important,
contribution, was it worth it?
I just went,
boy.
jab. Just jab,
I'm sure
jab,
But
jab.
Foden's got
that's the
more than
thing,
that
though.
one contribution, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
yeah.
He was. We're not talking. We got to finish Fernando Torres when he was already done. He like you could see. You could see that like
That
Bro,
was the
I
something
get
best
it.
went
It's
50
wrong
just
mil
in the
saying
ever.
thank you for
transaction.
you get me? I just
Foden,
like to see
That
what
was
you're
a
Foden
doing.
did
juicy little
50 mil.
50
Come on
mil.
now. But it was worth the 50 mil. We won the Champions League. He scored an important goal. We won the
For
Europa
real.
League straight after.
Imagine that.
But
No,
but
absolutely.
Fernando Torres was not player of the season when he came to Chelsea. He had
No.
voted in player of the season. What are we talking about?
I think I
Step
agree with you
up?
actually. I think I agree with you. I think you're right.
Can
About the
wait,
Foden.
no. This is what we're doing, yeah. We're going on. Can Foden step up? What do you mean? Can he of the season? Who are
Should.
we talking about here?
It should have been. Long time.
We should be saying Foden is the guy. What do you mean? Can
Yeah.
he? It's not a question.
Yeah, but right now he's not, and that's it, isn't it? No
That is
one.
the question.
Yeah,
The
but
question
City's
That's
was
not
exactly.
firing,
who's
so
going to
Let's
take
that's.
stick to
over
the
from
fact.
De
Right
Bruyne.
now he's not.
Now he's
But that's
leaving,
the point.
and it's
But
just a
that's exactly the
proposition.
point.
Yeah.
If you can't step up for your team, you're not that guy. You rely on your team, right? And that's why an individual, we're talking about individuals here, can an individual step up? And he didn't do that this season. He did it when his team was firing, but this season he's not done that. So he's saying he can't be that guy. So
He doesn't
that's
show
why
leadership. He doesn't show the leadership, the
he can't be
qualities.
that guy.
Yeah, I've
What I'm
never seen that
saying.
side of him ever.
That's another factor
Ever.
in it as well. So you get what I'm saying? If you're that guy, you're a leader. Regardless, you tell me one person that's that guy that's not a leader. And he doesn't have that. What's
Go
that?
You said Cole Palmer.
Yeah, he's not a leader. That guy don't even talk,
He's
man.
not.
Like,
I
as a
think he
Volvo,
leads him.
as
He
a
does what
Volvo,
he
He is a leader. He is a
just
leader. You
Yeah,
can see
No,
he
I'm
leads
gonna
by
doesn't
say
he?
example. He leads by example. Come on,
Yeah,
he is a
exactly.
leader.
people
Some people
say
might not be
are
vocal
playing,
about it and stuff
we
like
don't have
that, but
Cole Palmer.
he'll.
my man.
God,
If
tell
there's
me
beef kicks off, my man sits down like Gallas, though.
that.
Mm.
Not a leader.
Oh
As you
man,
move, keep it
But
moving,
yeah,
keep it moving.
you know what it is the thing is there's different types of leaders, right? Someone will lead by example in just taking things by the scruff of the neck, scoring the goals, doing what they need to do, and some will be the talkers and they'll do the runners, they'll do the graft.
The
Like so, yeah,
shouting,
I get that.
the pepping
But the thing
everyone
is,
up, lighting the fire under you. You get me? Yeah, it's
yeah,
Mm.
but
different strokes, man.
I don't think we need to focus too much on Foden. I think we spend like as English
Absolutely not. We're
people
wasting our time
a
right now.
lot of time spent talking about Foden, which is and why he needs to this and needs to that, and that is the whole point. If he needs the whole system to change for him to do something, you are not that guy, and that's why, like for me personally, we need to focus on other aspects and other top players. Like, and we've seen some of them top players in the European nights, and with the Champions League just finishing the second day of Champions League Tuesday, Wednesday, so all the games are finished, I believe. That concludes the Champions League games. Now, there were some fantastic games yesterday. I
One
can't
sec,
remember who played. I
one
can't
sec, we
remember
didn't
who
really touch
played.
the comments. We ain't really touched any comments.
Right, I didn't see done
Comments
that.
in there.
Rather
Wow,
scratch.
bare comments. Apologies. Wow. Could have. So the
He washed that
NITM
25.
TV said he was decent. I can't remember who he was talking about. By the way, that was ages. Was that 9:30? That was. Them type of players do not exist anymore. Do not exist in the space anymore. Yeah, loads of comments. Odegaard is the next
So he
in
might
the
be
Prem,
talking about
hopefully. Okay.
Pepe. Cool. And
I don't
then
think Odegaard is. I'll be
Why is
honest.
that?
I love Odegaard as a player, pause. But
Yeah.
there's something missing with him. He don't score enough goals. That's the first thing.
yeah.
Odegaard, he's young, innit? He's still got a lot to learn.
Nah,
He's
nah,
technically,
nah. No,
how old is he?
we're not giving him. I think he's 25 now, no?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he is actually. Yeah, he starts
Oh,
25, man.
all right.
So
Well,
no,
yeah.
he needs to
Yeah,
get more
yeah.
goals. Like, I get
Technically,
frustrated with him sometimes.
technically he's bad, but he's still, like you say, missing something, innit? I don't
Mm.
know if it's that leadership, experience, I don't know. But yeah, he's missing something. Because I've never seen him like take a game by the scruff of the neck. And
Not only that, if you're not going to get the goals from an attacking midfielder, you better be getting Ozil assists. Like, if you're getting that many assists, I can forgive you. But when you're not, and you're not scoring, what are you really doing? Like, you need to do more.
I respect
I
it.
don't.
maybe
I
you don't
think-
have the. Maybe
You
you
know
don't.
what? You can
Go
have,
on.
sorry to cut you, you can have man like Xavi, for instance, or Pirlo, players that dictate the game and they're doing
They
things
play
in a slightly different
deeper.
way. I
They
know they
play
play
deeper.
I understand that, but not everyone's the same. It's not like you have to play, if you're going to do that role, you have to play there. It's a different thing. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Nah, not for what we want, not for our system. No.
He's always in the build-up of... Clearly it is for our system because he's our captain, bro. Think about what
Who
you're
was the
saying.
last player to
Clearly
play
it
in that
is.
role? Who was the last player to play in that role? Mesut Ozil. How many assists was he getting every season?
Yeah, but
Compare
there
it to
isn't
now
many
Odegaard.
players like him,
Is
bro.
that your profile or is that Arteta's profile? Because Arteta
Say
clearly
again?
didn't like Ozil. I'm saying, is that your profile or is
That
that
was
Arteta's
political,
profile?
man. That's political, but that's another discussion.
Regardless, yeah,
but-
he is the chosen player by Arteta now, and it doesn't seem like that's going to change. So whether you think that he doesn't get enough goals and what is he doing, Arteta's happy with him. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So
Arteta was also happy. Arteta was also happy not getting a striker in the summer and not getting a striker in January. So just because Arteta's a human, he makes
he's not
mistakes,
right.
and he's made mistakes before. Believe you me. So
But
even
my
with
point is,
sometimes a manager can be so stubborn. We've seen
hear
it
what
with
you're
Wenger.
saying. I hear what I've seen that with Amorim or whatever. I've seen it doesn't matter. But the point I'm trying to make across here is that
Yeah.
he's the manager. He's the one in control. There's nothing we can say on the sides that's going to change anything from what he's going to do. He gets paid to make these decisions. So until he's not there and he makes a different decision, it is what it is. So we can say, oh, from once he's the captain, chosen
Yeah.
by Mikel Arteta.
Hey, I'm allowed my opinion though, right?
Well, you know
I'm
what?
allowed my opinion. I don't have to
Knocking
like
your
it.
opinion. I'm not knocking you. I'm just making you understand that it's your opinion and not necessarily fact. That's all
Okay,
it
let me
is.
ask you a question. Are you satisfied with Ozil's output right now?
Arsenal don't play for a football club.
Odegaard. I did that as well.
Sorry, Odegaard, sorry.
That's midlife brain. Pause.
I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not currently happy because I've seen him do better and I believe he can do better. But what I have to understand, no matter what,
Oh, Odegaard. I thought you meant Arteta.
my opinion is, I can only go off what players Arteta chooses. I can say I wish this player played. I've said I wish Martinelli played up top instead of Marino, but I can only go off what Arteta decides to play. My opinion means nothing.
You know what?
No, that's not true. That's not true. Exactly. Football's a game of opinions. You're allowed to have an opinion, and it doesn't mean nothing.
An opinion.
Well, what I'm saying,
what does me saying that do in the real life? Nothing.
It lets us understand what you think of the situation.
Cool in this conversation, but what does it do for Arsenal?
All right, so I understand.
None of us play for Arsenal or any of our clubs.
That's my point. Right? I can have a conversation with you, and it doesn't go anywhere other than you understanding. Okay, Rennes feels that way, but it's not going to change anything in the bigger picture. I can say we need to get rid of. You can say, oh, we need to get rid of Onana. Cool. That's not Amorim's position.
You never know, yeah.
I'll bet you at some point.
I might watch the podcast and say, do you know what? Renz has got a point, you know.
That happens, then we'll take it from there.
Okay, I'm going to ask. I bet you any money at some point this season you've said, "Oh, we should have got a striker."
100%.
And I'm sure at that point you weren't thinking my opinion don't matter. Because I know that I've been vexed that we didn't get a striker in the summer. And then after Jan, I was fuming.
You lot don't need no striker, man. Just relax, man. You lot just bad up. What's it called? You just, you know what I mean? You just bad up Real Madrid. No striker. Free kicks from heaven. You know them ones there? Man was doing some sweet mango Julie free kicks. You get me? Don't watch nothing. You lot don't need nothing.
I don't want you to think. I don't want you to think that I don't rate Odegaard and I don't like him as well. I do, 100%. I just want to see more.
That's all.
I want to see more. Yeah.
I want the same too, but I'm just saying that on that point, like we can't change anything because we want more. Do you get you get what I'm trying to say? We can say we want to see Nweri start in the 10. We might want to see that. We might want to see Kelly play in midfield.
So I'll tell you the answer. The answer is, and we saw when we didn't have Ozil, we didn't have any other type of player who could do that role. We need someone else. We need someone else who can challenge and put pressure on. I hate players who know they're going to start every week. I like people to have a bit of pressure and somebody there putting that pressure on them where they know if I have a bad game, I might not be in the team next week. Yeah. That's what we need. That's what we need.
All right. What do you think of this comment, gents?
More reassuring than I'm playing next week than being captain.
Odegaard, right? He's our captain because he is a leader, right? Just because you're a leader doesn't mean you're the best player on the pitch as well, right? What we've seen from Odegaard is he's an excellent player. I don't think it's fair to compare him to Ozil because he's a different type of player. Right now, we also have to remember that the manager has made decisions and we won't agree with them. And just like Renzo said, we have no influence in them. And it's just like Tiny would say when we talked about finances, it'd be like, that doesn't affect me, that I can't influence them. So, but it's just our opinions that we're sharing right now. Now, the other thing is that when it comes to Odegaard, what we also don't know Like, and I remember I watched an interview about Xhaka, right? What we also don't know is what he's been told to do, right? If he's not being told to be like the main, because remember he used to crash the box and finish balls that were slotted in or just put to the edge of the box, pause, right? But he don't do that anymore. He's very much involved in the build-up play. He is part of a certain phase of play which creates space for other people, and that's what it looks like. It looks like his job ain't to score goals no more. And I think there's an element of confidence. I think there's an element of like he spent a lot of time out. He doesn't strike the ball as well. Definitely believe that. But you've never seen Odegaard as a goal scorer. It was just that one season we saw him score bare goals, and we thought, "Fuck, this should be your new level." But he's never really been a goal scorer. He hasn't been a goal scorer for any team he's played for. He's not been a goal scorer for his country. And the expectations have now been set because he had an amazing season. And I think
I ain't gonna lie. I don't even want to see him on free kicks no more now.
Nobody does. That's a fair point, but it's unanimous. Let's be real. This is one opinion that I think that should count in from people's view. Like, if Declan Rice is not on free kicks, what the fuck is going on?
I know. Mad.
Only Rice on the free kicks. That's
it. It's over. It's unanimous. All right, cool. We know. Can I ask this question? Sorry. We know a lot of great free kick takers. A lot of Ronaldo, Messi, Beckham, Janino, Carlos. You see any of them score 2 in a game?
I know. Maybe Beckham. Yeah. I think Ronaldo has actually. But how many? Not many have scored 2 in a game, man. And
Beckham used to do them for fun.
We hadn't scored. Arteta said it yesterday.
The numbers ain't that high. Sorry,
hey, listen. Arteta yesterday said we haven't scored a direct free kick since October 21.
Yeah,
that's mad.
I don't know what was Declan Rice hiding this ability or something. Because, bro, man said he ain't had no free kicks in 8 years, blood. Yeah, and all of a sudden, man slapping 2 worldies in one game.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That's it.
Well,
free kicks
I saw the first one and I was like, nah, that was a madness. You see the second one? Oh my lord. Bro. Mad thing.
Crazy. Top bins.
Mad. Top bins. Like,
the second one was even better than the first. Crazy.
The thing is when we talk about players, like the difference as well with Odegaard now, you can tell, like, if we compare him to Ozil, I know we shouldn't, but he's a different type of player, and the way we play, it would probably suit Odegaard more, only because of the press, the work rate. Ozil wasn't that type of player, right? He would drift in and out of games, and he just had perfect weight.
I'm not having that. I'm not having that. No. Ozil did not drift in and out of games. I'll tell you now, right? Have you seen him live? Have you seen Ozil? Have you watched Ozil live? Ozil live is such a clever player on and off the ball. When he's off the ball and you think he's doing nothing, he's dragging a defender over here to create space in the middle, or he's dragging a midfielder over there. He's so clever in the way he plays.
I'm not saying he's not doing nothing. I'm talking about the team we have right now and the way we press. The
press, I agree. Yeah, the press, yeah.
Like, whereas if it and also I think that Ozil might struggle with if he'd have played with a Gabriel Jesus, because he's not clinical, like, you know, or
Ozil would make him clinical. Look at Alexis Sanchez. Alexis Sanchez. Wait, Alexis Sanchez left Arsenal and struggled to score anywhere he went, and they asked Wenger why. He said 2 words: Mesut Ozil. Mesut Ozil will make you prolific, bro. That's what he was on.
He was dead everywhere else. Don't track that. He was dead for his country, bro. He used to be that guy for his country. He was dead. He was dead. But no, I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying that I'm not like, and to be very clear, I'm not saying he didn't work hard. I'm talking about the type of press, the type of challenges.
Yeah. Right? No, I agree. Yeah.
Right? And that is the difference in this team, right? And that's where I'm thinking. But if we had Ozil and we had a proper striker in this team, Matt, gone. Because the thing is, you've got someone who's going to give you something different in a system that is very kind of set up, and you can kind of watch and see, or you think you're watching and seeing. And if you see them passes that he's going to slide through, and you're not seeing that, it's madness. Because when we first started doing this system, it was very like when we first started doing this 5-6 years ago, we was doing with players that aren't as good, but it was very side to side, and teams would just like. But now we've got a bit more dynamism and a bit more strength, a bit more resilience. That's where it's like, okay, cool, we can do that. But imagine you had the passing of Ozil, because we've seen Odegaard do some bad way passing,
crazy things.
He just doesn't do it enough. Like he don't do it enough. So yeah, but
I want him to. I hope he proves me wrong. I really do hope so. I don't want you to think that I don't want it to work for him. Or I hope he next season he just makes me eat my words, man. Pause. I hope he does. But
larger NITM TV, yeah.
We haven't talked about, and I'm going to go back to it, is the European games, because we haven't talked about them. Okay, we
haven't.
Cool. So can anyone remind me of any European games that happened yesterday, please? Because
Arsenal played Real Madrid.
Really?
What was the score? What was the score? Was Rice and Mourinho combined 3 goals. You get me? Real Madrid, nothing.
You're lying.
You get me?
You're lying.
Bellingham,
No way.
Nothing. Vinny, nothing. Mbappe, nothing. Nothing. Valverde, nothing. Rudiger, nothing. Come on, who else was in there? Modric, nothing.
3 games against us, no goals.
But you know what? Camavinga got something. He got a red card. He left with something.
To be fair, he deserved a red card much earlier.
I don't care. I'm gonna leave with something. That's what he said. And he left with a red card.
When you see the game results, my name's gonna be there.
With a special sign next
to
man. Yeah, I love that.
No.
Inter Milan played Bayern Munich.
Martinez goal. Did you see it?
Inter Milan won 2-1.
Oh my days, that goal was nuts, man. Outside of the boot, he took the mick there, bro. Like, oh my days.
Bad, man.
What a goal. What a goal.
Did you see Harry Kane last night?
No. Who? What?
Yeah.
That's familiar.
Yeah, I'm sure he was there. I didn't see him. No, didn't see him. Oh well. Now, Inter Bayern is an interesting game because Inter, they've not. I don't know if they've lost 1 game this year, I believe, and in the Champions League, I don't think did they lose a game? I think they might.
That's the only goal they've conceded, I think, in the whole competition so far. I think that's the first goal they conceded.
When we played against them, they were so difficult. They offered
Properly.
nothing, but they were difficult to play against, like extremely difficult. So realistically, playing against them, I don't know if we qualify and we get through to the
I don't want them. I don't want them.
The semi-final will be PSG if Arsenal qualify or Aston Villa. Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Dortmund, and who's the other team? Inter Milan. They're all final potential final opposition.
Yeah.
And you see but today Barcelona beat Borussia Dortmund 4-0, like convincingly. Lewandowski, no remorse against his old team, just banging a brace. It's ridiculous. Rafinha, I swear we were talking about it earlier today. Rafinha got a goal and 2 assists.
Yeah, Rafinha stole a goal though.
He's been on smoke this season though.
Yeah, it definitely has. But today's goal was a teeth. It was going in. It was rolling in. He tapped it in on the line. Like he slid.
Man.
Yeah, man, there, yeah.
You know what though? Can I just point out something? Rafinha's record now isn't too dissimilar to Moussa Dembele when he played for Barca. Go and check it. So people are saying he's on smoke. No one weren't saying that about Dembele when he was in Barca, and his record is pretty similar.
I was, but Dembele's problem was injury.
That's smoke.
Dembele's problem was injury. He was forever injured, man. He's a bad man, though.
With them injuries, he had a similar output to Rafinha.
All right, one second. You see the output, yeah? Does it matter if you've got good output and your team's shit? Because, like, to me, I would rather have the good output and my team's top of the league. Because I think people get carried away. Like, okay, you're individually good, but your team's shit. I wouldn't want Bruno's numbers and to be where they are in the league. For instance, Man United situation. Like, so everyone can
But,
big up.
but isn't he doing
Bruno's
his job
brilliant.
though?
I'm
No,
just
but
saying he's brilliant, yeah. But
yeah,
what I'm trying to say is, I would prefer to be higher in the league.
but
Like, you're
everyone
bigging
would
up
want their
Bruno.
team
Bruno
to be
could
the best.
100%. But what I'm trying to say is that I just feel that like people need to get credit when they do well and their team's doing well. I
Yeah,
know
but
it. I know you slag us
No,
more when
no,
you're
no,
no, no,
no,
no.
no,
But
fucking
no,
dying in the
you
no,
dirt.
gotta just get.
no.
So you got. So when your team's not doing well, you don't get credit for the things that
Okay,
you're
I
doing
didn't
I'm
well.
say
gonna throw
that.
a
I did
scenario
not
at you
say
now,
that at
yeah?
all.
Players should
All
just
I
get
Okay,
said
credit for doing
was that
well.
I
Full stop.
want players that are
Atletico
doing
Madrid.
well in teams that are doing well to get credit. That's
All right,
it.
hear
That's
me
all I
out.
said. Salah gets
Atletico
credit. His team's
Madrid,
doing well, right?
Atletico Madrid, when they got relegated, had the top goal scorer in La Liga, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. So Hasselbank shouldn't get credit for banging them goals. He did his job.
When
You see what
I've
I'm
just said
saying?
it twice. I've just said it twice. I'm not saying that they shouldn't get credit. All I am saying is that if players are doing good for a team that is doing good, they should get credit too.
Yeah, but
That's all I'm
how
saying.
Do you
don't they
think
get credit?
do you think it's harder or easier to do well in a team that's playing good or playing bad?
It depends. It genuinely depends. I don't think it's that
I think,
straightforward.
I
I
think
get
it's
I
harder
get
when
the
the team's
point
doing bad.
of saying, "Oh well, I'm the diamond in the dirt," but yeah, cool. Like, that's how
I
it
think it's
looks. That's
harder
how
to
you
play
look.
when the team's doing bad.
Definitely. That's
Much
why they
harder.
say. That's why a
They
lot of
slag
people
us
put
more, and I'm not
Gerrard,
stating that.
who
And
never
I'm not
really
stating that it's
did
not
it
that.
as a Premier League winner, but they still consider him as one of the best in the league because he played in some teams that weren't necessarily great, but he still did bits. Do you get me? I don't know. I think it's open for discussion, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
and
think
it's over as well. Come on, let's wrap it up.
all right. Goodbye. Man just wanted to cut off the phone.
It's
He
meant to
sounded
be an
like, when
hour.
the man just like, come off the phone. I want to speak to someone. Like, come on, bro. Like, I was just having a conversation.
Yeah.
I'll get off the phone. All right, chill. Cool. All right, sorry. All right. Yeah, Trim wants his ball back. We gotta go, guys. So